Hi, I'm Debbie Parks-Russ, and we're going to do zombie makeup. So we're going to start with, and we're going to use Ben Nye products. We're going to start with my foundation. Foundation is P18, and it's called Death Straw. The other one I like too is P19, called Death Flesh. And we're going to take an LF latex sponge, and we're going to rub it in there, and we're going to put it on our face. We're going to rub it onto our face, just rubbing lightly. Ben Nye makeup is highly pigmented, so because it's highly pigmented, it doesn't take a lot. Make sure you do your eyebrows, your lips, and when you're done, you want to make sure you pat it out so that you get rid of any streaks. So do your eyes. Okay, now I'm going to pat it out. Don't forget to do your neck. Alright, now we want to make a split on our nose, because of course, as we all know, zombies have a problem keeping their skin on. So you just kind of paint it on your nose. Make it a little thick, not too thick though. Now it smells like ammonia, just so I can warn you. Alright, we are latex. This is an LL product, liquid latex by Ben Nye. This makes fake skin and wounds and things like that. We're going to let it dry till it's a little more clear, and then we're going to peel it apart. But while we're waiting for that to dry, we're going to take our zombie wheel, which is ZW Zombie Wheel, and it has 6 colors in it, which are really good zombie colors that Ben Nye just created. And we're going to take, first of all, we're going to take the CL25, which is your center color, steel gray, and we're going to put a stipple sponge in it, which is NS, and we're going to put some of the, we're going to stipple this under our eye. And you don't have to be perfect about this by any means. In other words, we have some distress going on our face, and we're going to highlight that with some CL25. Okay, and then next we're going to take the Midnight Violet, which looks navy blue, and we're going to do some others. So I take another corner of my stipple sponge, and I'm going to dip it in Midnight Violet. I'm going to put it in between here. And there's no perfect way to do this. Each zombie is going to have its own issues in life. You guys do know the best way to avoid being eaten by the zombies at the zombie apocalypse would be to look like a zombie. And if we look like a zombie, maybe they will mistake us for a zombie. So I have a little bit of issues going on already. So now we're going to see if our latex is dry. No, not quite yet. So we'll go on to doing with a stipple. We're going to do the FX32, the dried blood, which is the darkest of the colors. It looks kind of burgundy, but it's the dark burgundy, kind of a brown burgundy. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to take the FX11, the sallow green, and we're going to kind of blend with the dried blood color. Kind of makes a sick look, which we obviously must be sick. Actually, I think I want a little bit more chocolate gray across my mouth right there. There we go. Looks better. All right. Let me check and see how my latex is doing. It's still a little shiny, so I think I'm going to wait a little bit longer. And I think I'll stipple my Bruise FX2, which is the brighter of the burgundies, if you can tell. And I'll stick that in a few other places. I think I want some over here. All right, so I'm looking a little bit spotted there. Let me see how my latex is doing. My latex is taking a little bit to dry, so I think I'm going to take my stipple sponge and I want to blend some of these colors together. Basically, I'm not really wiping them, I'm kind of patting them. And if they get a little muddled, that's okay. If you have a really intense spot or a lot of dots that you really want to blend, go ahead and smear it a little. It's kind of, this is why I really like makeup. It's very creative. All right, I think I'm ready to do my latex nose. So what I'm going to do is, since it's kind of clear and it's not as shiny now, I'm going to take my fingernail and I'm going to split it. Sometimes that's a little hard, so you have to really work it. Kind of have to spread your latex apart. Once you get a hold of it, it's like skin. So peel it, but watch your edges, because if you get too close to your edge, you'll peel it right off. Now you can fake that by putting some blood over it and things like that. Ew, it's like peeling your nose up. Okay, I'm going to take one of my flat brushes from Benai. And you want to use a good brush when you do makeup because you don't want to be picking the hairs out of your makeup. I'm going to use a CK3 Cuts and Bruise wheel. I like the blood red in that. What I'm going to do is just put a base inside my nose here. Pull the hair out of there. Alright, that gives me a red tone base so that when I put my blood on, I have a little bit of base already under there. Okay, I'm going to powder with some ash powder. Ash powder is AP, and I'm going to use a VP like velour powder puff. And I'm going to put my ash powder on my powder puff like this. I'm using ash powder because it's kind of a thick powder, and this is a setting powder, so it sets your makeup. Makes it more of a matte finish. I'm going to, what they call, pack your powder puff. So you rub it in. Then close your eyes and pat your face lightly. Alright, so now I'm going to take some Thick Blood by Benai, TB. And I love thick blood. The reason I love thick blood is it's very thick, very red, unless you want, there's also fresh scab. And this stuff just stays where you put it, when you put it there. Like this has been on this popsicle stick for a while. And I want to put that in my nose section. So I'm going to take my popsicle stick and I'll dig in there and I'm going to put it on my nose. Sometimes you have to use your finger to make it stay. Actually, it's not cooperating at the moment. Let's see what its problem is. Just needs worked with a little. And I think I want to put some up here because I have an owie up here. And I want a base before I put my runnier blood up there.
No.
If you have a little bit extra blood, I'll just shove it someplace. All right, so before we do our final thing, actually we're going to do our final, we're going to glue on some worm appliances that we made earlier in the week, and which we have a separate video you can watch for that. We're going to glue those on, and then we're going to do a final set and some tooth decay. So, and also some dark stage blood, which is a new product by Ben, which is darker than their normal stage blood. These are our little worm appliances that we made this week, and we're going to put them on our face with prosthetic adhesive, because prosthetic adhesive will hold the weight of these a little bit better than spirit gum. So what I'm going to do is my prosthetic adhesive, there, AD product, I'm going to figure out where on my face I want this actually. And then I'm going to put it on my face and the appliance, whereas spirit gum you only put on your body, not the appliance. And then I'm going to have to let it dry. All right, I added a little bit of goldenrod into some sections here just to give a little bit more bruising color. And so now I've put my prosthetic adhesive on the one layer, and I let it dry. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to put the second layer on now. Alright, I'm going to check to see if my appliance is about the right size, or maybe that was the one that went over there. I think that's the one that went over there. So, I'm going to press that on there, and I'm going to press down my edges. And I'm going to hold it 10 seconds. Okay, it's holding pretty good. So I got my worms on my face. Now, I'm going to take my stage blood, my dark stage blood, which is runnier. I'm going to put some on a clients here so that, oops, did I thought I unsealed it. Ah, I forgot to take the stop wrap. Take the stop wrap. But now I have some blood, so I'll play with that while I've got it. Because why waste it, right? Yeah, that side. Go. I'm just going to take the popsicle stick and spread it on in places that I want it. And also, let me show you how this stuff runs. Runs really nice. So, just put a little dab up there, enough to make it run. Let that run while I finish dabbing my worms. Alright, that's running real nice up there at the top. Now, if you don't like your edges to show, you can go back in with your stipple sponge. Of course, you know it's going to get all bloody, so watch what makeup you're getting it into. But I can go back in and stipple some edges. Like I think I'll take the really dark burgundy, go in off the back side. Well, let's see. Go off of here. Kind of smear the whole thing together a little bit. I think I'll pick a different corner though of my stipple sponge to do it again. Smear it lightly with your fingers. A spot right there I don't like, and I really don't want more blood there. And I want some yellow. Yellow is always good for bruises. Yellows and greens. Up here. All right, I think I might want some more blood someplace though. You see how that blood's running up there at the top? That looks great. Let's add some more blood. I don't know, maybe you can't have enough blood when you're a zombie. I want some in this spot here, because I do not like my blood pink. It does not look like real blood. so at this point you can decide whether you want more coloring or you not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a light spray of Final Seal, which is going to set my makeup. This is FY Final Seal by Ben I. Don't squeeze your eyes too tight. You don't want it to run in your eyes. You just want to do a light spritz on your face. It's just to seal it. Let it dry before you open your eyes. All right. Now we're going to take some TC4, which is tooth decay. Shake it up real good. Dry your teeth. At least the ones you want to color. Let it dry till it's not shiny anymore, and then go.